Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to some more Forza Motorsport 7. Today we're taking a look at the December DLC pack, also known as the Doritos Car Pack. That word is tainted now, yes. We've had Mountain Dew, now we have Doritos. Excellent. Yes, this pack is available to you right now for $7 or your regional equivalent. It is available as part of the Car Pass as well, because this is the second DLC out of the 6 I believe we're getting. It contains 7 cars. Let's go take a look at what they are. We begin today with the 1939 BMW 328. 80 horsepower, 94 pound-foot of torque, 1,830 pounds of weight. E-Class car, 214 in PI, front-engined rear-wheel drive, as you might expect. Yes, certainly a lot different to the normal BMWs I think of when I say 328. Yeah, a rather interesting looking car. Looks very, very old-timey. Interesting year as well, 1939. That means this would have been developed right at the start of World War II. I assume it was some big aspirational item for the German public. Yeah, really don't know a lot about this car, but yeah, certainly a rather interesting looking car. I'm sure you could probably put some very silly engine in it and watch it go and fly and explode. And that's probably really the only use anyone will have for it, but yeah, it's an interesting car, certainly. Next up, the new oldest car in Forza Motorsport, we have the 1926 Bugatti Type 35C, 95 horsepower, 95 pound-foot of torque, 1,676 pounds of weight, another E-Class car, 253 in PI this one, front-engined rear-wheel drive as you might expect. I have heard of this car before, I am aware of it. I don't want to say what it raced in, but if I remember correctly, this was a pretty successful race car. Of course, comes in that fantastic Bugatti Le Mans Blue. Yeah, I'd say it's a good addition to the game. You know, I'm sure people have been rating for a really classic Bugatti. You know, we've had the classic Alfa Romeos and Auto Unions and so on. So yeah, a nice Bugatti is interesting. Of course, now it is the oldest car in Forza Motorsport as well, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. Next up, a lot of old cars in this pack. This is the 1955 Chevrolet 150 Utility Sedan. 180 horsepower, 260 pound-foot of torque, 3,309 pounds of weight. Another E-Class car. 248 in PI, front-engined rear-wheel drive, as you might expect. Yeah, a pretty interesting car. I didn't actually realise it made 180 horsepower. I heard a lot of people saying this was the straight 6, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good figures for a straight 6 from 1955, if it is indeed that model. Yeah, this is, I believe, a Bel Air. I don't want to say that in case I'm wrong, but yeah, I believe this is a Bel Air, or it's very, very similar to a Bel Air. It's basically Tri-by-5, but the non-hot rod version. Yeah, I don't really know how much use it has in the game, really, to be honest with you. It's very limited. We do already have the Bel Air, and for my money, the Bel Air is a better looking, better driving, well, it's not a better driving car, but it's a bit more fun than this. This is a little bit sort of, I don't really know, not a huge fan of it, gotta be honest. Next up, we have the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk, 707 horsepower, 645 pound-foot of torque, 5,350 pounds of weight, A-Class car, 616 in PI, front-engined, all-wheel drive. If you're not aware of what the Trackhawk is, this is basically the Hellcat engine in a Jeep. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, not gonna lie. I was kind of sort of astounded when people have been complaining about this pack. You'll sort of be slowly starting to see why. Yeah, people were complaining about the Trackhawk, which was weird because I swear I saw a lot of people want this car in the game. But yeah, I'm interested to drive it. It's probably going to kill you. Although, if I'm being perfectly honest, it can't really drive much worse than the Charger Hellcat, because that thing was god-awful in Forza 6. So, yeah, certainly an interesting addition to the game. One that was sort of inevitable, I guess, but yeah, it should be fun to have a mess around with. Next up, my personal favourite car of the pack, we have the 1985 Nissen Safari Turbo, 108 horsepower, 188 pound-foot of torque, 3,671 pounds of weight. It's another E-Class car, 184 in PI, front-engined all-wheel drive. This is a pretty cool car, if you ask me. Yeah, surprised. Ooh, I can actually do Auto Vista in here. Interesting. Yeah, this is, again, another car I don't really have any idea of, but it looks cool. It's a turbo diesel, which is cool. Yeah, yeah, it's a cool car. I can't really say much more than that. I just like the look of it. I think this is going to be probably the car that gets the most use from me personally in this pack. I can envision myself doing a couple of silly things to this car. Very curious to see what you can actually do to it. But yeah, it's certainly interesting. I will not take that away from it. Next up, we have the 2018 Porsche Cayenne Turbo, 550 horsepower, 567 foot-pound of torque, 4,796 pounds of weight. B-Class car, 561 MPI, front-engined, all-wheel drive. First off, my goodness gracious, that front end is hideous. That is very hideous. Yes, this is the latest generation of the Porsche Cayenne. We do have the 2012 in the game. Yeah, I mean, I can get why people would complain about this one. I think it works just because it sort of updates the game. You know, we've got the old Cayenne, may as well have the brand new Cayenne. I do think from the back it's a better looking car. Statistically, I don't think it's too dissimilar to the previous generation, but yeah, you know, I mean, it brings the game up to date. I'm happy to see it personally. I don't know if I'll get too much use out of it, but yeah, it's a nice car, save for that front end. My goodness gracious me, that front end. And finally today, we have the 1962 Porsche 804, 188 horsepower, 113 pound-foot torque, 996 pounds of weight, A-Class car, 667 in PI, mid-engined rear-wheel drive. This might be the lightest car in Forza now, actually, 996 pounds. I don't think it's quite as light as the Isetta, but it's certainly up there. Yeah, I can't really say much about this car. I genuinely have no idea what this car is. I can't say more than I can't say anything about this car because I genuinely do not know. Also, the bonnet doesn't open on the Cayenne. Anyways, yeah, so that is the car pack. Overall, what do I think of it? Yeah, I hate to agree with the internet, but this is a weak car pack. You know, we started off strong last time round. We had that first car pack was amazing. We had the Giulia, the 124, a Bath, and so on and so forth. But yeah, this car pack, it certainly isn't for everyone. It certainly isn't for me. You guys sort of know my opinion on sort of classic-y cars, especially sort of classic-y race cars. I don't really care. I love how the hood flies off. Yeah, it's just not for me. I've heard some people on Twitter say they like this car pack, ironically, but yeah, I mean, the trailer's cool. Go watch the trailer, but for me personally, if you've got the car pack, well, you're stuck with this pack, and that's all good, because there's, you know, there's some fun cars. The Safari's cool, and the Trackhawk as well. The Cayenne brings the game up to date, but I mean, outside of that, you know, I don't really envision myself using these cars very often. So, yeah, for me it is a thumbs down, but let me know what you think about this car pack in the comment section. Yep, thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, friends, farewell.